up, everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of Queen Boss Corner, the podcast. I am sitting here with my girl, Blanche. Yes, my boo thing. I had to get her on the show. I freaking love you. You know that. I feel like when we first met, it was just a connection. And then remember, we stayed on the phone for mad long. And I was just like, I love her. So, God is awesome. This is definitely a part of my tribe. She's a part of my tribe, and I wanted to get her on the show. She's dope, y'all. Y'all gotta check her out. She's got a clothing line. She's wearing her shirt right now. You know what I mean?
Check it out.
Yeah, check her out. So y'all just make sure. You just gonna be making my dresses. You know what I mean? So she gonna be making my dresses for me, y'all. But she be doing her thing. So I had to have you on the show. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Inviting me. I want to meet you.
Of course I want you, girl. Yes. Come through, entrepreneur. You know how I feel about that. So
Toughest job in the world.
it is, but it's worth it, right? It
is.
Because you're doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
And I always tell people where your passion is lies your treasure. So it's like if you love to do it, it's really not work. It's still work, but it's what you love to do. So it's different.
It doesn't feel like work.
And she's here, y'all. That's why she's my tribe. This is my boo right here. So she gonna show up. Appreciate it.
Have a show up.
Show up. All right. So thank you for being here, my love. And y'all make sure y'all check her out. Her clothing line is dope. Hey, y'all. This is episode 8, Trusting God and His Purpose for Your Life. So that is what we are talking about at the moment. And what does trusting God mean to you, Blanche? What does it mean to trust God?
To understand that it's outside of your control. Yeah, that's a good word. Outside of your control. Understanding that you have a vision for yourself, but your vision is nothing compared to the vision that God has for you, and just understanding that you may think things are going to go this way, but understand that when they don't go that way, it's for a better purpose. So you gotta trust the journey that you're on, even if it's something that you planned or expected. You just gotta trust that everything happens for a reason. You're put in a place for a certain reason. Everything moves at a certain time for a purpose, and it's all because of His purpose, because He has a direction for you that you have to go in whether you want to or not.
I was about to say, do we really have a choice?
No, you don't.
We don't.
It is what it is. People think they have a choice,
But you don't. Your purpose is your purpose. Oh, you're going to hit your purpose, child.
You may try to block it, but somehow you're going to always get redirected back to where God is leading you to. You just have to allow it to happen, honestly.
Really?
Stop fighting it so hard, because it's harder when you're
it's
fighting.
tiring, right?
Yeah.
It's tiring when you're fighting, so just let it flow. Trusting God is definitely one of those things where it's easier said than done.
For sure.
So people talk about all the time, yes, just trust God. You gotta pay your rent, just trust God. You're trying to open that business, just trust God. But it's just easier said than done. You really have to have faith in what you don't see. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of get it twisted. You gotta have faith in what you don't see.
And that's so hard.
And that's hard, especially if you're somebody, for me, I've been working on this over the past couple of years, but I like to be in control.
100%.
So God was like, what are we doing? Because I'm in control. So what are we playing tug of war for? Right? So I had to learn very swiftly and quickly, I am not in control, and I'm not going to be upset over things that I can't control. And all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord. So even my trial, even the things that I'm going through, God is going to tie all that together.
Somehow.
So I have to trust that God's going to tie that in, y'all. So definitely a struggle, that I will say. What are some experiences that you had where trusting God was a little bit difficult for you?
I think one of my biggest one was actually my business. So I started my business in 2017. I was doing streetwear, and I think at that point it was just like, oh, I love fashion. I want to do this. I'm going to do it. Went in head first and then hit a wall. And I was like, okay, maybe this is not for me. Took off, laid off, and then I fell into this big depression where I was just like, I'm not doing this no more. I had already paid to make my business official, everything. I was just like, forget it. I'm going to throw it out. But it was something in my head every day it was like, get up and sew, get up and create, get up and design. Like, you can't get your mind off of fashion. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just trust and see where we're going with this. Because I came in like, I'm going to do streetwear. I'm going to be the next big jogger designer. And then it was somehow, it was like, something kept leading me to fantasy. And now it's like my business is all circled around bridal. And I'm like I love, but I've never been like the one girl that's just like
the
I want to get married.
That's me.
My dress is gonna be just like this. It's gonna be beautiful in my wedding. I've never been that person, so I'm just like, why do you keep bringing bridal and fantasy into my vision? Like, God,
because I'm gonna need my dress soon. That's why. That's exactly why.
But it was just like I just decided to just let it happen and let it flow, and it was just like I just creating back to back to back to back to back, and it's just like, oh my gosh, the beauty of seeing somebody in their day and in their gowns, and just like having that experience, and it's like feeling that feeling, even though it's something like I've never experienced it. It's like it's so fulfilling. So it was kind of like him pushing me to figure out, no, you don't stop what I placed you here to do. You move forward. You're just trying to go your own speed. This is not where we're going this way. You gotta trust me on this. So that was kind of been like, I don't know what I'm doing. But you, right, but you trusted. Yeah.
So that's the most important thing. And like I said before, easier said than done. But God will assist and work with you on that. You know what I mean? Trust and know that if it's your purpose, it can't be held back from you.
No matter how hard you try.
So how did God show you in those moments that you could really trust him? Like, where was the sign where it's like, all right, God, I know you got me. Like,
I think it was when I made a gown, not even for anyone in particular. I just made it just to see if I could do it. And I showed someone, and they told someone, and that person came back and was like, I'm going to buy that from you today. And I was like, I don't have a price.
I gotta come up with a price.
I don't know. I don't even, like, are you sure? Like, you just sit you want to go look at it in person, you want to try it on, see if it really fit the way you're supposed to fit. But I think it was at that moment where I was just like,
this could work.
I'm doing something right. I have to be doing something right for it, because it, like, before with my designs, they never popped off that quick. It was just like, oh, I like that, it's so cute, I like it. Eventually I'm gonna buy it. I never had someone just be like, offered, I want it.
Like now.
And it's just like, every creative I know has like a creative block where you get to this moment, you're like, oh, I've done so much stuff, and now I'm like, what do I do? Where do I go next? Where am I creating? What am I gonna do? And it's just like something, it's like back to back. Back to back. Even when I feel like I'm in a block, it's just like my block is like, okay, you need to go back to the drawing board, go do some more sketches, just drape, just see what comes out of it. And it's just like always something so beautiful.
That is so dope. That is so organic and dope. So she's really taking you guys through her thought process of actually putting these gowns together, which I think is dope.
And it really just be me and God.
And, right. And the trenches.
In a room.
And
like, what is we doing? What we got going on? Why is we here? Are you sure? Let's talk about it. Let's check. I don't think you see what I'm seeing, because this looks inappropriate for our conversation. But it'd be working out. It'd be crazy.
Her stuff is so cute, y'all. Like, I just love it. And like I said before, she's going to make my wedding dress. My Boaz didn't show up yet, but God said he's on his way. So
he'll be here when it's time.
He's going to be here when it's time, and then you're going to assist.
I'm going to be there.
She's going to be in the wedding, and then she's going to also do the dress. So we going to talk about it.
Okay.
So what advice would you give somebody about trusting God? Like,
I would say let it happen. Don't fight it. Don't worry about it. Really don't worry about it. We all are always so focused on where the end point is going to be. You got to kind of get out of that.
Enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process. Go through the process. Let it happen. Understand that you have to trust him when you're doing it, because even when you try to fight, it don't matter how hard you fight back on it, you're going to go through the process. You're probably making it worse trying to fight back on something that's unnecessary. You got to just allow it to happen. Allow what comes. We have dreams, we have visions, we have thoughts for a reason. You just got to understand that that's all in God's plan and in God's path. So just let it happen. Follow it. See where it takes you. Right. It might take you to, you might think you're at like the highest moment of your life, and it might not even be the peak of what plan that God has.
Woo! Yes!
So like,
got some chills.
Let's go. Ooh. Let it happen. Let it flow. Let it allow it to happen. Take it in, soak it in, go through it. Allow the emotions to take you through the emotions that you're going to go through on the journey.
Just keep going.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. See, and that's the whole thing. Being resilient and just never giving up. Really trusting and believing in the purpose that God placed in you and the vision that God placed in you. That's major, because you got people on the sidelines talking about why you want to do that, and you know what I'm saying?
How your little business going?
How your little business going? You know what I'm saying? Like the shade. But all at the same time, it's just about staying focused on what God told you, what God showed you. And that's something I had to learn too. You know, being an entrepreneur, having these businesses, it's just like people would be like, well, what are you doing with that? And what is that? You need to get a real job and, you know, all this other stuff. But shout out, you could still have a job. There's nothing wrong with having a job. 100%. But at the end of the day, that job, the purpose of that job is to help assist with your purpose and what you're trying to do, right? So I don't see anything wrong with it. People work every day, and still work on their businesses right. And still
Monday
work on
through Friday.
That part.
But when I'm off the clock, I'm on another clock.
And it just keeps going. So it gives you the opportunity to pour into your purpose and your destiny and what God has for you. So I'm not knocking anybody's job, but it's just really all about trusting Him and not listening to negative people, you know.
And understanding the difference between what He's leading you to and what your enemies and your demons are leading you to. Because that can be tough sometimes. Because sometimes your demons be leading you to beautiful things.
Right. Because you know, and sometimes they show up real handsome too. Okay?
Beautiful.
Looking just...
Smelling good.
Smelling good, girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, who sent you? Who sent you?
Why your face match your smell?
Why your face match your smell? Who sent you?
Why you here?
Please, sir.
What's the lesson? Tell me the lesson.
Just let me know the lesson so I can get it, and I don't gotta keep going around.
And then I go ask God, and God be like, take your time, just find out.
That's it.
Brick wall.
That's it.
Every time.
Right. Straight brick wall. But it's cool. We learning.
One day.
We work in progress. We learning. We trying to get it together, and we understand everything y'all going through. So this is why we having this little candid moment right now. But what I want to do is to have you shout out your website, okay? So people know how to find your stuff. And that's my shirt. I love this shirt, okay? I have one myself. I had to support my boo. So what's the website they can find? Oh, we need your social media too.
So my brand is the House of Bei. The website is thebehouse.com, and my Instagram is theHouseofBei_. So I pretty much specialize in bridal and formal. I also am a certified seamstress, so I do alterations. I do customs. I have a few ready-to-wear pieces. It dropped actually a collection the 15th, where it's a 7-piece collection based off of Golden Love. So all of my collections, of course, have themes that have to do with my journey and my trusting God and where God is leading me and what phase I feel like I'm in when I'm creating these collections. So
I love it. Y'all see that? See how God just brought everything together for her? You know what I mean? It's just so beautiful to see the journey and the journey that you're still on and getting to where you know you're going. And her pieces are dope, y'all. So y'all can check it out on my Instagram too, because I posted. You know, I did my little reel thing. You know, I
took it.
Did you tear up a little bit?
I said, I ain't getting nothing.
That reel was on point, y'all.
It was.
So yeah, and also too, I forgot. Look, my director's like, in your head. I forget about my shit. I forgot about my shit. But on queenbosscorner.com, you guys, I will have some merch available soon. So I got my little hats, my little sweatshirt. That'll be available. Check out my book on Amazon, Walking Into Your Divine Purpose. Make sure you check out our Instagram. Mine is Shyra Boss J, but also to our Queen Boss Corner, the podcast. We have an Instagram for that too, so make sure y'all check it out. Make sure y'all subscribe too. Subscribe to the channel, y'all. That's what we need. Okay? Appreciate it. So the next show that we're going to talk about is accepting adultery.
That's gonna be
real interesting, girl. Because I feel like we all had experiences now.
If you haven't, what you been doing?
What you been doing?
You ain't been living right.
You ain't been living nothing.
Well, you probably been living right, but
right. If you ain't experienced a little something,
you might be playing a little too safe.
You are playing safe. But that's a good thing. We're not trying to direct you.
Not knock you.
Right, we're not trying to do that.
Your life is your life, my love.
Yeah, your choices are your choices. But yeah, that's gonna be an interesting thing. Yeah, so you got to stick around.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, because we got some things to talk about. Yeah. But love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm getting emotional because she tried, y'all. She tried. It's my girl right here, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all check her out. Make sure y'all support Black-owned businesses and whatnot. Like, we out here doing our thing. So make sure